Hey everyone, David here. Severance is back. The Lorehounds are partnering with Properly Howard to bring you in-depth weekly coverage of Season 2. Join me, John, Anthony, and Steve as we unpack every twist, theory, and revelation. We've created a dedicated feed just for our Severance coverage. Simply search for Severance Lorehounds in your podcast app, or find the direct link in our link tree. Our weekly episodes dig deep into the show's mysteries, themes, and bigger questions about identity and consciousness that makes Severance so compelling. Season Pass and regular community subscribers get ad-free access to our weekly episodes, plus exclusive content like our Supply Closet bonus series, featuring fascinating conversations with experts like the team from Nevermind the Music. We've explored the neuroscience of memory and personality, decoded the hidden meanings in the show's musical themes, and there's much more to come. You'll also get Steve and Anthony's complete Season 1 rewatch series. We believe in total transparency with our listeners, and unlike mammalians nurturable, we're happy to share all of our secrets. Find the link for the Severance feed in the show notes below, or search Severance Lorehounds wherever you get your podcasts. Come theorize with us about what's really happening at Lumen.
And remember, the episode you think you're about to hear is merely a reflection of the episode that thinks it's about to be heard.
Welcome back to the Radioactive Ramblings podcast, the show where three buddies get together to ramble on about our favorite shows, movies, video games, and we always struggle to stay on topic. I'm one of your hosts, Aaron.
I'm another one of the hosts, Chase.
And I'm your third and final host, Richard.
And before we get into the topic of today's episode, I just want to share a little bit about our Patreon. We release early and ad-free content to all of our Patreon subscribers. And once it gets a little bit bigger, we're going to have some extra episodes coming up. So someone is making a note in the outline right now that they want their books read, just like Nolan.
Read my books, Mark. I figured, it fits.
Yeah. Nolan gets to plug his merch. We get to plug our merch.
Yeah. Our merch, like the Chatterbox tier for $2 a month.
It's a great steal for ad-free podcasts, only $2 a month.
Yeah.
Can't beat that deal. But anyways, Chase, what are we going to be talking about today?
Today, we're going to be rambling and yapping and jibber-jabbering about the 5th episode of Season 3 of Invincible on Amazon Prime TV.
One last thing before we get started. We just, we got to plug all the ways to contact us, of course. And we got a slew of ways to do it. Our first, of course, is our email, radioactive@thelorehounds.com. We also have a channel set up for Radioactive Ramblings in the Lorehounds Discord server. You can send us a message, chat about the show. And there is also an Invincible channel where we've been talking with the community. So give
we
that
get active in the Discord, guys.
Yeah,
so
we're active.
if
Chase is
you're not
at his
already
computer
in there,
24/7.
Get in there.
Keyboard warrior, even.
Just because my brain works as well as a computer doesn't mean I'm at the computer all the time.
Your computer or your brain works as well as like a 1999 computer. All right, calm down. I'm sorry, that was rude.
Like Steve Jobs built his brain in a garage.
Built his brain? Oh, built Chase's brain. Okay, my brain might be fried. That's my bad.
Bro's flaming me and in the process looking like an idiot himself.
I tried to back you up, Richard, but
thanks, Aaron.
Get on with it, brother.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So we got the Discord channel, we have a contact form, or you can leave us a voicemail at thelorehounds.com. And consider giving us a follow on Blue Sky at Radioactive 141 or TikTok, and I believe the account name is just Radioactive Ramblings.
It is just Radioactive Ramblings
It
because
is.
Radioactive 141 was somehow already taken on TikTok. Someone's out there impersonating us, but that's okay.
Dirty Rat Bastards.
They're us, but like not cool and epic.
They not like us, Chase?
You could say that. Anthem of my hometown.
Right.
I had a part in making that song.
I believe it, honestly. I'm pretty sure you were in the credits for the halftime show, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was in the halftime show. Did you not see me dancing?
I wish I saw you dancing.
I was on the 50-yard marker dancing.
Oh, did you get more yards than the Chiefs did? Sorry, you know me. I'm a hater. I'm a professional Chiefs hater.
No, it was great to see Patrick Mahomes throw 2 pick sixes and just cry on the bench.
And that Kendrick Lamar ran more yards than the Chiefs. Oh my god. Sorry. I gotta stop hating. We'd also appreciate a rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, wherever you listen to us. It helps push our content on people who are looking for it. Or not looking for it. I don't know.
Yeah, either someone will find it and be pleasantly surprised, or they'll find it and wonder what the hell we're doing over here.
I wonder what the hell we're doing over here.
None of us really know what the hell we're doing.
All right, do we want to get into the major plot points of episode 5?
Yeah, take it away, Trace.
All right, first and foremost, Mark and Eve establish Invincible Incorporated, or as they say, Invincible Inc., where Eve and Mark offer their superhero services to guarding high security prisons. And they do this because they want to live on their own. They want to have an apartment. They want to be able to hook up without Debbie knocking on the door, you know? Then we see Mark and Eve decide they should take their relationship maybe a little bit more slowly. They're going a little bit fast in this very new relationship. And that they're going to keep Invincible Incorporated up and running, but Mark doesn't want to move out just yet, especially with all the Oliver stuff. He wants to be around for his mom. The next major plot point is Titan facing pressures from Mr. Liu from The Order, where Mr. Liu basically forces Titan into trying to break out multi-Paul, but when Titan doesn't do so, Mr. Liu turns into a giant dragon and attacks him in like his penthouse suite and ends up going to break out multi-Paul on his own, where Mark and Eve try and come to the rescue. I would say they don't do a very good job. A lot of prisoners are killed, and I would assume a lot of security guards probably are also killed in the process by Mr. Liu. We see Mark kind of getting beaten to a pulp by Mr. Liu because he's holding back a little too much. And when Mark finally kind of goes all out, it seems like he's killed Mr. Liu, but his dragon body regenerates. And then before Mr. Liu can like go crazy mode on it, Machine Head attacks Mr. Liu's physical body, killing him. And then Machine Head is able to become the head of the Order in Mr. Liu's position, and Titan is able to get back in control of his part of the city. And during all of this, kind of like during the same time, we see Oliver sneaking out of his house to do some innocent skating and hanging out with kids his own age, you know, or not his own age, but seemingly his own age. We see that he stands up to bullies in a more well-mannered way than turning them into soup and spilling their guts.
He didn't mauler them.
Yeah, he didn't give them the Mauler treatment.
Yeah, I thought we were about to get some nasty shit.
And because of this, we see when Mark talks to his mom, Debbie, about it, he thinks that it's better that Oliver get a more normal lifestyle than always being cooped up in the house. But yeah, those are the main plot points of the episode.
I really liked this episode. I thought it was a pretty fun and less consequential episode. It had just some kind of fun, lighthearted moments. And then also you had Mark getting the shit beat out of him by a big dragon. So that was also fun.
Bro's never won a fight in his own show. It's crazy. Well, I shouldn't say never.
Did you see him versus Dropkick in Fight Master?
Dude, I don't know if that counts. Those guys are like, those guys are chumps. All right, come on.
They had a super scooter, dude. You're
Yeah,
sleeping
dude.
on them.
Do you have a super scooter, you fucking asshole? No. Would you beat Dropkick or Fight Master? No.
So I don't have a super scooter, but I'm forklift certified. So
yeah, Dropkick and Fight Master have you in the bag, like in the fucking body bag, in fact.
All right, that's fucked up.
Well, fucked up things happen every day, Richard.
Yeah, bad things happen to good people.
The return of Machine Head, I didn't think we would see him again, but I was really happy. Like, as soon as he popped up on screen, enjoyed it a lot. I didn't think that we would see him again. I like to see him falling apart in the prison. I thought that was pretty funny that he kept saying that, they don't know how to take care of a guy like me in here. And it's just interesting that all of these people in the superhero prison, they must just have wildly different maintenance, and I'm sure that this prison is doing an awful job. Not so much of their own fault, but just like, how do you take care of all of these different supervillains?
Yeah, I feel like they all have different living conditions.
One thing I noted down was the Rex and Ray relationship, like development and the date. I think that it was very sweet of Rex. I did not see this, like, obviously they've been hinting at it before the season. I would not have been like, yeah, you know what? We're going to see Rex and Ray getting together. So I think this is a very interesting turn of events. Also, in the comics, Shrink Ray is a dude. And he just dies during the Serpent League or whatever, the
Lizard League, dude.
Yeah, okay,
Come on.
I corrected.
Peak villain group.
Myself.
Peak villain group, dude. Honestly, they might be harder than the Phantom Troop.
Saying that the Lizard League goes hard. Okay, that
goes harder than one of the best
wild.
Villain groups in anime too. Not that you would know anything about that, Aaron, you bastard. I'm sorry. I drank a lot of Haterade.
Well, what did you guys think about the Rex and Ray? I thought, I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was gonna like burn or undercook the steak, and that was gonna be a thing that they mentioned, but I guess he cooked it perfectly.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that the joke was not around his cooking, and that it was centered around the Immortals 300-year-old bottle of wine that tasted absolutely awful.
That was pretty funny, yeah.
I don't know, I think it's cute because, like, obviously they have that bond because of the Lizard League. That's why they're peak. That's why the Lizard League is peak, because they made Rex become awesome.
I mean, they made him awesome by giving him a bullet to the brain. So
they did have to give him a lobotomy and a near-death experience for him to form semblances of empathy, but yeah.
I feel like you need a lobotomy, all right?
Forged in fire, like, just send Chase right through the crucible.
Forged in fire! Sorry.
This blade will kill.
Doug.
Sorry.
Doug, oh my god, what a show. I love Forged in Fire.
It's so good. But yeah, I did absolutely love Oliver getting to be a normal kid in this episode. Chase kind of mentioned that in the recap that he so nicely put together.
You're literally
today.
Glazing.
Bro says today like I don't do it on the regular.
Just trying to give credit where credit is due.
I think, dude, Aaron's had a really bad day today. He's just been angry.
Dude, he's hating. I can, like, feel him seething, and I mean, we're several states apart right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Oliver getting to be a normal kid. You know, we had Debbie and Mark talking about how they wanted that for him in the beginning of the season, and I didn't think that we would see it so soon because Debbie and Mark were being very protective of Oliver, and rightfully so, because he's a little purple kid with superpowers, so
Dude, why the
he
hell are you
like
purple?
doesn't. He can't. That was my favorite line in the episode. Why the hell are you purple?
My
Like, come
favorite
on. And
line
I was saying
was,
this to Chase. I don't.
so you think we all look the same?
Oh my god, yeah, like the Titan
That
clones.
shit was so hilarious to me. That shit had me belly laughing.
No, there were so many great lines in this episode. There were so many really interesting character moments. But yeah, I was talking to Chase about this, and I don't know if Richard and I spoke about it, but the whole like, why are you purple? I don't understand that question. What do you mean? Why is he purple? Why is everyone in this universe like the way that they are? Fucking Battle Beast is a cat. Why is he a cat? Like, I don't.
Oh, I actually want to talk about Battle Beast for a second. Because we're seeing Machine Head again. How the hell did he hire fucking Battle Beast? Like, what did he promise him? There's no way, bro. Was just like, oh, I'll take some money.
I think he made a comment about it in the OG episode that he appeared in, and he was like promised a promising like battle.
Oh, okay.
I have been thinking about this because I was a little confused by it too. I think that he was promised a fight with Mr. Liu in like dragon form, which that's just my own theory. I don't.
Wait, say
There's
that
no
again?
actual evidence to back that up. But Machine Head was I think that Battle Beast was promised a battle with Mr. Liu in his
Oh.
dragon form, and that's how. I think that that's the only thing that makes sense in my
Yeah.
head. That's my leading theory, anyways. But yeah, I was a little shocked that Battle Beast kind of went along with him as well. And the other moment I took note of was Mark turning Eve into a wrecking ball. That was just awesome. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
I don't know if I missed that. Like, what?
Against
What?
the dragon. Against Mr. Liu.
Oh, I guess I missed it.
When she like had like her armor on that she made, and then
No, I completely missed this shit.
Yeah, Eve turned herself into a pink ball, and Mark like starts swinging it around.
That's crazy. Why wouldn't she just make a pink ball? Why would she
that's
put
what
herself
I was,
through that?
I'm not gonna lie, that's what I was thinking, but but it was enjoyable to watch. It was cool.
Oh,
It
I'm
was a more
sure.
creative use of her powers than we've seen in a really long time, instead of just shooting pink energy blasts, even though
Yeah.
she has like complete control over matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Eve's architecture skills are coming in handy because apparently she did the prison repairs in the aftermath of that battle.
True.
Which she said it as if that was the only reason why the warden wasn't getting all pissed off at them. I feel like she went above and beyond. I feel like when you're guarding supervillains, you got to expect some destruction, and her going out of her way to fix everything with her powers, that feels like she deserves a bonus, not to be reprimanded.
True.
Yeah.
Like, that's not Mark and Eve's fault that a giant dragon turned up and tried to break out Multi-Paul in his lame haircut.
His lame ass haircut. Yeah. I also like that we got backstory for Multi-Paul and Duplicate.
I will say, as much of a Duplicate hater as I've been this season, they made her a real character in this episode, and I was really appreciating it. Like, she was interesting and very well written in this episode.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna say though?
What?
I still don't like her. She's still evil.
Yeah, she still sucks, and the Immortal still sucks, and those two together still suck, but at least she was actually a character and not just someone in the corner to annoy Mark in this episode, or to annoy the Guardians, not Mark. Mark, I
Right.
don't think really has that much interaction with Duplicate.
No, just with her brother.
What the fuck was Multi-Paul's prison break? We need to like unpack that
Oh,
one.
Yeah, that
for a
was
when
some
he
second.
just
crazy
used
shit.
his clones to explode out of the prison cell.
Yeah, that was disgusting. When people in the Discord were talking about how this show with the violence is a little much for them, I was like, I don't really think so. Like, that seems like a little bit of a stretch. And then this episode happened with that, and I was like, shit, I really did forget about what show we were really watching.
Yeah. So in terms though of like what Amazon shows have done with clones in TV this year, or in the last 366 days, 365 days, I mean, I was trying to account for the leap year. Not my least favorite. My least favorite was in The Boys.
But if you
It,
weren't accounting for the leap year, what would be your least favorite?
it would still be the okay. My bad. In the last year, regardless of the leap
He
year,
got you, idiot.
in the last year, regardless
Sorry.
of the leap year, it was seeing the naked clone thing in the sauna in The Boys. Spoilers for The
Yeah.
Boys, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, that was. I don't even want to retouch on that one.
All right, Mr. Liu is not dead. What did you guys think about Mr. Liu making his servant revive him with his mouth dragon?
I was a little more surprised that the Great Wall survived his fall
Yeah,
than I was
how
on the
did he
screen.
Great
live
Wall.
that? How did he live that?
I don't know because Isotope, that's the guy's name, right? Isotope?
Yeah, he dropped him from like 1,000,000,000 feet in the air.
Yeah, the Great Wall must just be that guy. Like he must be able to take some damage. And he seemed like he was completely fine. It didn't seem like he was hurting on his way to revive Mr. Liu. He was chilling. So that was quite interesting. Richard, what did you think about him coming back?
I thought it was cool. My thing about that though is always that what the fuck is even happening? Like where does all of the magic and shit come from? I always like it being explained and there's just no anything in this show.
In this show, I feel like I don't really want the explanation. I feel like it's a Justice League situation where they all have so many weird and different powers.
I was gonna say it feels like a mutants from Marvel situation where it's like just everyone has their own fucking unique random powers, and that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty okay with it, but
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know.
and don't get mad. Don't get mad. Brandon Sanderson has spoiled me by giving insane explanation on every magic system and power system in his books.
No, that's fair because I do really enjoy a system where they go in depth and they give those explanations and you get a good idea of how the world is functioning. But I do think that in this case, it would just bog down the story. And I've never found myself really caring too much. Like, there are aliens and cat people and purple kids. Like, I'm just here for the
I was
ride.
gonna
I don't
Why
say,
the hell
know.
are they purple though?
Why
So
are they
crazy.
purple?
I was gonna say, I feel like the power system makes more sense with a more localized population. If everyone's like a human and stuff, abiding by the same power system, but when it's like a galactic scale, like, and there's just so many different races and ethnicities and species and everything involved, it makes more sense that there's like the powers are so drastically different.
For sure. Did we want to talk a little bit more about your points, Richard?
I liked seeing more of the criminal underworld. I like stuff like that. I liked when they did it in the Clone Wars show. Then again, that's because Darth Maul is awesome. I liked seeing more of the criminal underworld. I'm hoping we get like some more Titan content as time goes on, and more Machine Head because he's just funny.
Yeah, now that he's back in power and leading, what was their syndicate called?
The
I'm
Order.
blanking. The Order. Thank
Very
you.
basic, yeah.
Yeah, now that he's in charge of the Order again, or not again for the first time, because Mr. Liu was his boss last time, but now that he's in charge of the Order, I'm excited to see where that storyline goes. And I'm also interested to see now that Titan is not technically a part of the Order, he's like his own independent thing, and Machine had allowed that. What is he going to do? Is he going to keep trying to make a positive impact on the community, even though he's a criminal? Like, I don't know.
I mean, Titan's always been a criminal, right? Like,
Yeah, he's just a boss now.
he's always been a criminal, but I think he's doing right by his community as much as he can from his position.
Yeah. He reminds me a lot of Kingpin from the Marvel comics and Daredevil and whatnot, where he kind of treats
I don't
his.
know
Calm
if you want
down.
to. I don't know if you want to.
Calm down.
I don't know if you want to compare him to Kingpin's just like a bad guy. Like,
Right.
I feel like not in every aspect. I was thinking more of how he treats the criminal underworld more like a business than it is crime. He is making investments into the community the same way that Wilson Fisk from Marvel was paying for cleanup after the Avengers fucked everything up. It's just
yeah,
I don't think it's 1-to-1. I think Titan is a much better person than Kingpin for sure, but I do see a few similarities there.
I think that's a
Mhm.
fair point. Yeah.
Can we go back to the Rex and Ray date for a minute?
Sure. What's up?
Yeah.
It had me laughing when he said that he picked it out from a meal kit. Like he was just following instructions from a meal kit. He didn't come up with the recipe on his own. I think that's awesome because I have only ever gotten access to those meal kits on accident before, and they're so much fun. It's like combining Legos and food where you're following a little instruction booklet.
Right.
How do you get a hold of a meal kit on accident, Aaron?
Yeah. What? I think that's called robbing someone, right? Like,
No, they were delivered to me by accident.
yeah, and
Then
you
you
took
just
it,
cooked
and you
them.
took it. So you robbed someone, dude.
They were in my mailbox. I don't know what you want me to do
I
about
mean,
that.
it was gonna go bad before he could send it back, so he had to
Exactly.
make the meal.
It was
Was he
getting
gonna throw it
warm.
Right.
away?
When a steak gets delivered directly to your mailbox, you don't turn it away. That's a
I would
gift
love
from
a
higher
steak to be
powers.
delivered into my mailbox right now. Better yet, into my mouth right now. Cooked, seasoned.
Season the cutting board, not the steak.
You can season both, Aaron. You idiot. I'm sorry, that was rude. I didn't mean it.
You and I are both a little punchy today, huh?
I have a reason. You're just spiteful
Yeah, I'm
for no
spiteful,
reason.
angry little man. Angry
You should have seen
little
Aaron earlier
Angry
goblin.
today.
gremlin.
Aaron was running around with steam blowing out of his ears earlier today. All right, let's get into how we feel.
No.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'll start us off then, since you're both a little angry. I really enjoyed this episode, and I really loved seeing Oliver's growth with the help of being able to form real human bonds with others outside of his family. I do agree with some of the sentiments in the Discord about Mark and Eve's relationship being very cliche. However, I'm happy to see that some stuff is going well in his life finally. I do want to say that I wish Mark would hold back a little less. I appreciate that he does not want to hurt anyone and that it's most likely having to do with his traumatic Ingstrom Levy experience. However, people are dying because he's not hitting the bad guy hard enough, and we know he can. So I'm going to give this episode a solid 8 out of 10, and Oliver pantsing the bullies carried.
That was awesome. Go, Oliver.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you said. I thought it was a pretty solid episode. I have less to say about this episode than I have the season at large. I just feel like less happened. It was more fight oriented in this one.
I also don't have a lot to say. I thought it was fun and it was solid, you know. I did wish that we got like Alan and Nolan content or an Engstrom Levy, the guy post credit scene. But overall, I'd still say it was a solid 7 out of 10, and they did a good job of setting like Mark and Eve's day to day life
You almost said
up.
Amber.
I did almost say Amber. I don't know. It just ignore that. All right. I liked that it set up like their day to day lives though.
But yeah, I thought this episode, it was a good way to start the second half of the season. Crazy that we're already more than halfway through this season. There's only 8 episodes.
Stop. I don't want it to be over.
I know. See, this is my problem with the big drops at the beginning of the season. It feels like we're already done before the series has
My
even
problem
started.
is the season is 8 episodes. Like, what kind of...
I think 8 episodes and a 3 episode drop kind of sucks. It's unfortunate, at least in my opinion.
I just think 8 episodes is quite lame, considering we've waited, like, a year for them.
For sure. I wish we had some more content, but I'll take what I can get, to be honest. I feel like TV is so slow right now. Everything is taking years to come out with a new season, and I guess that's just because production values are getting larger, but I feel like this show being funded by Amazon should definitely, I don't know. Amazon, I get the feeling you're not quite funding Invincible the way you should be.
Yeah, especially with all those ad breaks.
I get that feeling too. Oh my god, don't even get me started. I think everyone knows how I feel about those stupid ads.
If I see one more Grammarly ad on any platform, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
Be like me and pay for Grammarly Premium.
Don't
I don't
be
need
like
to.
him.
I don't go to
Don't
school.
be like him. Go to high school and you'll learn your grammar.
Aaron didn't go to high school actually
You're right, I
at
didn't show
all.
up.
I
Yeah.
did not see him at all. I did not see him in middle school in earth science in the back corner of the classroom. It never happened.
Nope. I really enjoyed the prison break, the Mark and Eve team up. I thought it was pretty fun and creative. We got to see Eve's powers in a much more interesting way than we've ever seen them before, so that was awesome. Machine Head in general is just a great villain. I find him so entertaining. The way that the actor who voices him delivers the lines, and then that combined with the auto tune that they put on top of his voice,
Yeah.
it's just awesome. It just scratches something in my brain hearing him talk. It's fantastic. But a lot of great lines like "Why the hell are you purple?"
Why the hell are you purple? And what was the other one?
You think we all look the same, huh?
Yeah, that's what it was.
No, that was both of those lines were
Like,
fantastic.
the irony of that line is so good because they're all dressed the same on purpose. Like,
No, I think that was the joke.
no,
Chase.
I know. Okay, you're such a dick.
Sorry, I'm being a Chase villain right now.
I would give the episode a solid 7 out of 10. I thought it was pretty damn good, and I can't wait until next week.
Yeah, I can't imagine what's gonna happen next week. Chase, we're gonna see Angstrom Levi. Fuck,
Holy
Holy-
shit, bro! It's Levy.
Angstrom Levy. Sorry, brain is fried. Are we gonna see him have his redemption arc like Aaron thought?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm super excited.
We have a couple of bits of feedback in the Discord. Should we read them
Oh,
off?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sub-Zero in the Discord says, just caught up on episodes 4 and 5. I'm not loving the Mark/Eve romance. Kind of boring and cliched, TBH. I'm enjoying the Alan Nolan storyline a lot more. Alan might be my favorite. And then Sub-Zero adds on to that and says, I keep waiting for Alan to light up a joint.
Real.
Yeah, I expect that every time Seth Rogen is on my screen anywhere.
Well, Seth Rogen isn't really on your screen.
Do you guys have any thoughts on the Mark and Eve romance?
I agree that it's cliche a bit, but like, I don't care. They deserve it, man. It's like still cutesy and all that.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at with it. I think I mentioned it a little bit in my How We Feel, and I was kind of referring to Sub-Zero's take when I said I agree with a little bit of the sentiment in the Discord about the clichéness of their relationship. But like sometimes that's just how it is, and like even in real life, sometimes people just have like a very like sweet regular relationship, and you know what? I think that's okay. I think there's a lot of other things that are not very sweet and regular in Mark's life, and I think maybe he needs a little bit of that. He needs a little bit of balance.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
He can't just be suffering builds character for the entire show? Come on. That trope is awesome.
I would lean a little bit more towards Sub-Zero's point just because I really hated how quickly they were moving, and I'm so glad that they addressed that in the show and had them tone it down a little bit.
That's kind of like one of the things I was trying to get across with my How We Feel is I think that they got together and then just got into like the flow of like long-term relationship like very very fast, and it did not feel like they like made any actual steps towards that other than just like, oh, we're having sex on very regularly now and we're like always around each other even though we aren't really there yet. I think it's good they've realized their going a little sicko mode, and that Mark has other priorities in his life that kind of take precedent over advancing this relationship.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think it was realistic for them to be moving really fast at first because, it's obviously a very
Yeah, I
young
feel like a lot of
relationship.
people do that.
Yeah, and also they had been friends for a really long time, so I guess when you feel like you know someone very well, maybe they just both were kind of jumping into it. And the circumstances around them getting together was so odd. Like future Eve telling Mark that she was always in love with him, and just the arguments that the two of them had about that. Nothing about the start of their relationship was normal, so it was good to see them stop for a moment and not be so caught up in everything anymore, and just take a half a second to step back and look at what's really going on and recognize that, yeah, this
Yeah,
is not the way that we should be going right now.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Jean says, really like this last episode, and I think Eve has been the highlight of the season. That's a hot take. I really like Eve in this season, but the highlight of the season, that that's some Eve love, but I think that we
I
need
think
some Eve
Oliver's been the
supporters here.
highlight of the season, but I don't dislike Eve's screen time for sure.
You know who deserves to always be the highlight of every season ever?
Don't say immortal.
No, not the fucking mortal dude.
Duplicate?
Debbie
Oh,
Grayson.
Debbie, yeah.
Debbie the goat. All right, come on now, put some respect on her name.
If Debbie
Debbie.
had superpowers, this show would be one episode long. Would have everything under
She would have
lock.
packed up the Viltrumite Empire in the first 2 minutes, and then the rest
Holy
is just
shit.
her living her life happily ever after.
If Debbie had superpowers, the show would be one episode long. I love that.
But yeah, and then Naptime responded and said, "Yeah, I liked her solo show. I wish they would make more." Which I agree. I really liked the Adam Eve episode that they put out in between season 1 and 2. I thought that that was a really fun thing for them to give us a little bit of content in between the seasons. I'm a little shocked that they didn't give us any nugget of content in between season 2 and 3 the same way that they did with 1 and 2.
Yeah, another part of the Adam Eve special that I really loved is that I feel like they gave the animators like a lot more time and budget to get shit done, cuz the way she was using her powers in that show and the way they made it look was so sick. Or not in that show, but in that special was so awesome. And I feel like they should give her more of that treatment in the mainline series. Like Eve has like some of the coolest powers I've ever seen. And all she does is fly with it and shoot like lame blasts that never do anything and make shields that always break. Like
Yeah,
come
I'd
on.
say it's like if they took Green Lantern and said, "Let's make it cooler and have more like actual use." Because I know in that it's like,
I don't know about Green Lantern's abilities are pretty freaking cool, bro. I
but I
don't.
don't think Green Lanterns work on like the atomic level, right? Isn't it just like projecting your willpower? I don't.
Green Lantern's ability is to create any projection you can think of as long as you have the willpower to do it.
Right. Well, I feel
I
like he
don't
can't like change
I don't know if
atomic
you've seen
structures
Kyle
though.
Rayner's Green Lantern, but that guy makes the coolest shit I've ever seen.
I have not.
He was an
I'm not as
artist
much of
who
a comic guy.
his background in the comics is he's an artist who got the Green Lantern, and he's also like the I don't know, I forgot what the name for it is, but he's like he holds the spiritual like animal of the Green Lanterns in him, and he's like super powerful, and he can create like the coolest stuff I've ever seen.
Right. Interesting.
But yeah, I mean technically her power can mimic. I guess you're right. It is cooler cuz
Well, it's like similar, but with the atomic level shit, like being able to manipulate stuff like
create
that.
like any projection she wanted if she put her mind to it.
When is Eve creating antimatter? That's all I want to know. Like, come
Oh,
on.
next episode.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All those architecture classes finally paying off.
That's how she
Great
gets
antimatter.
Ingstrom Levy to take back all of his evil doings and go to the good side.
Right. Didn't we say last week that she could go to biology class or whatever the fuck? What were you on about?
I was saying that just
Aaron
like
said
she's
she could
going to
go
architecture.
to biology class, but he couldn't, or something like.
Yeah.
No, I just said that it would benefit her, but for me, like, what's the benefit? What's the benefit of me going to biology
Learning,
class?
idiot.
Yeah, but I can't manipulate your atoms, so what's the
I
point?
don't want you to manipulate my atoms. I'm attached to them,
Well, she
honestly.
can't either. Remember, she only can manipulate inorganic matter, or not inorganic, but
Oh,
like non-living.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize that. I seem to have forgotten that. I thought that she did
Well,
Yeah.
maybe with
that's
some
the only thing
practice.
she's been able to do in this show. Like, otherwise,
Mm.
wouldn't she be healing people?
Well, see, that's why I said biology classes, is because if she understands how people work on a molecular level, maybe she could apply those powers to doing some healing or, I don't know, buff and mark up. I don't know what her limits are. I don't know what
Hey, I
her
mean that's a good point. That's a good point. We'll see. I don't know. Does she
Yeah.
go to biology class?
Does she pass biology class?
Yeah, that was all we had in terms of feedback. So thanks to everyone who gave your thoughts in the Discord. Keep on sending those in. We're really enjoying reading them off on the podcast and responding to them. Uh, Depending on the volume that we get, we might do it every episode. We might do it every other episode, but we'll see. But yeah, do we want to get into our outro, or did anyone have any final thoughts?
We can get into the outro. You know what? Actually, I do have a final thought before the outro. I just want to thank everyone for being active in the Discord. It's really awesome interacting with everyone and seeing everyone's thoughts and ideas. It's fun to talk to everyone about that stuff. So,
Yeah.
just want to say that before the outro.
Yeah. Seconding Chase's point, like it just makes it so much more fun for all of us when the community is participating in all of the discussion, and it's great to see everyone, like all the names that we recognize from our past nearly a year. We're only 2 months away from that 1 year mark, but it's nice to see everyone who supported us along the way getting so excited about a show.
Yeah. I'm gonna hop on the bandwagon and also say that we appreciate you guys being active in the Discord. It's obviously just a lot of fun to talk to people about the show. That's why we do this. We just want to talk about stuff, and it's great seeing you guys in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's all I had. Should we get into our final little leg of this journey?
Yeah, I'll get in my stump of it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today, and we hope you tune in for our next episode of Invincible and whatever else we have up.
All right, before we let you guys go, I just want to give a quick shout out to all of the other podcasts in the network. First of all, to the ones who make all of this possible, our parent podcast, The Lorehounds. Alicia, John, and David, they've all got some really great Oscar stuff going on right now, and that's being spearheaded by Alicia. You can find interviews and breakdowns, and it's just with Oscar season coming up and being in the thick of it, they've got everything that you need to stay abreast of what's going on. And also in the network are some really excellent podcasts like We'll Shift Dust, which Alicia and her co-host Luke just finished up their review of the second season of Silo, and you can go and listen to all of their episodes on that. The two of them did a great job and have got some fantastic coverage. So yeah. Also check out Alicia's Star Wars Canon Timeline podcast. Check out Marilyn Arpakila and her co-host Dr. Sarah Brown, our favorite Tolkien scholars, over on Rings and Rituals. Properly Howard Movie Review finished up their season, and right now, Properly Howard and the Lorehounds, so Steve, Anthony from Properly Howard, and John and David from the Lorehounds have come together and made a new feed for Severance coverage. And if you're not watching Severance, just go and get an Apple subscription just for that. I promise you, it is so worth it. Severance
I
is
ain't doing all
awesome.
that.
You need
Richard,
to,
I'm
dude.
telling you right now, bro, you have to get on that show. That show is incredible, brother.
Yeah, but I gotta finish Dexter first. So
Dude, get on the Severance train because you're gonna be sorry you missed out on the community like hype around this show.
But Dexter's pretty fun.
Dexter will be waiting.
Dexter will wait. Severance will not. This show is genuinely so incredible. Everyone tune into that show. Cancel all your other subscriptions. Get your Apple TV
Well, no.
subscription and
Do
watch
not cancel.
Severance.
Do not cancel Amazon Prime. We love Invincible, Fallout, and the boys.
Yep, we do. And I think that the Lorehounds are also going to be doing a check-in with White Lotus, which I know that you two aren't White Lotus fans, but I've been watching the new season.
I have it on my watch list. I just haven't started that one yet.
That might be
Yeah,
one
me
that you and
too.
I should watch together because it's fun to watch with other people just because of how insane the show is. It's fun to laugh at the ridiculous parts, and it's really good to like get into it, the serious bits. So
Right.
yeah,
So where's my invite?
you need to drive yourself down here, and then you're welcome.
Why can't you just build me a teleporter?
Listen, you got to hit up our favorite actor, our favorite character
Do you have
actor, Walton
$7 billion?
Goggins.
Do you have $7 billion?
Yeah.
That's how much a single teleport costs.
The breakdown of him using it just in season two alone was insane.
Yeah. You have enough groschen for that, Richard?
I'm sorry?
Never mind. You're a loser who hasn't played Kingdom Come Deliverance yet.
Oh
Anyways,
my god. I will get on Kingdom Come Deliverance after I beat The Witcher 3 and also play the first one.
Yeah. And speaking of the Severance podcast, the newest affiliate in the network, Nevermind the Music, they're collaborating with the Lorehounds and Properly Howard to bring a bunch of new bonus episodes all about the music and the psychology behind Severance. And those are some Patreon exclusive over there on the Lorehounds Patreon. So they also released one of them as just a regular episode. So if you want to go check that out, go and do that because, like I was saying, like Jace was saying, you got to hop on that Severance grind. It's too good to miss. And links to all of these and info on how to get a hold of us, it's all going to be in the show notes. And thank you all for tuning in, and we hope to see you next time in biology class.
Hey everyone, David here. Severance is back. The Lorehounds are partnering with Properly Howard to bring you in-depth weekly coverage of Season 2. Join me, John, Anthony, and Steve as we unpack every twist, theory, and revelation. We've created a dedicated feed just for our Severance coverage. Simply search for Severance Lorehounds in your podcast app, or find the direct link in our link tree. Our weekly episodes dig deep into the show's mysteries, themes, and bigger questions about identity and consciousness that makes Severance so compelling. Season Pass and regular community subscribers get ad-free access to our weekly episodes, plus exclusive content like our Supply Closet bonus series, featuring fascinating conversations with experts like the team from Nevermind the Music. We've explored the neuroscience of memory and personality, decoded the hidden meanings in the show's musical themes, and there's much more to come. You'll also get Steve and Anthony's complete Season 1 rewatch series. We believe in total transparency with our listeners, and unlike mammalians nurturable, we're happy to share all of our secrets. Find the link for the Severance feed in the show notes below, or search Severance Lorehounds wherever you get your podcasts. Come theorize with us about what's really happening at Lumen.
And remember, the episode you think you're about to hear is merely a reflection of the episode that thinks it's about to be heard.